The beauty I've found in doing TAT is that with a number of other techniques, EMDR, a lot of other techniques, you have to be in touch with the emotional components of the memory. What I enjoy about TAT and working with soldiers, you do not have to re-experience the trauma, you do not have to relive it. In fact, you don't need to get involved emotionally. It's a process using cognitive statements to clear the brain, and you don't have to emote, you don't have to have a cathartic reaction. It just simply resolves it. And some people feel something, some people feel nothing. Over a period of time, everybody I work with has reported they just are gradually getting better and better. I know it works, even though it seems unusual. I know it works because every time I suggest to a soldier, let's do TAT, he's immediately ready.
Yeah, after 3 tours over in Iraq and 30 some odd months of actually being deployed and doing the job, you know, we always seem to be placed in a unit that went to the worst area, doing the worst things. You know, you say it that way, it's looked at that way, but it's our mission. That's what we have to do. It's the hard job of being deployed. I've had a lot of experiences. I've been blown up a lot of times, been shot at a lot of times, and dealt with a lot of losses with soldiers and personal losses to myself. TAT has helped me, in a sense, come to terms with that without actually having to relive the event. That has actually allowed me to come to terms with the events that I've been in. I don't have to relive the moment. I don't have to deep into, you know, think deep down inside, was that the right decision, was that the wrong decision? It allows me to look inside myself and say, it was a decision I made. The outcome was the outcome, and I'm moving on with my life. I still have memories of everything I've done in my whole life, but I don't have the stressors that are so bottled up inside that it keeps me from performing, keeps me from functioning in society. TAT is what has brought that out. I'm happier than I've ever been. Within the last 2 years, my entire life has been changed, and TAT is the reason for that.
As a 31-year Army veteran and a soldier who is still serving in a very active capacity, the one thing that I have found is that the TAT process as a stress reduction process should be in every soldier's kit bag. And actually, it should be in every spouse's kit bag. Spouses go through as much stress with the soldier deployed as the soldier who's deploying, just of a different nature. The soldier's stress is obviously more intense. It's more life-threatening. It carries with it a much larger degree of sacrifice in a different way. But the TAT process can benefit both. And it's to every soldier's advantage to be able to help soldiers that he supervises, he leads, or that are his brothers or sisters in coping with the challenges that the military presents.
Part of the major problem is that when soldiers are coming back from combat zones, their brain is still in survival mode. And so when they come home, their wife has all kind of expectations, and they're pushing people away for protection. And recently I've had the privilege of working with Family Readiness Group and working with the spouses of combat soldiers, because there's secondary trauma often with the families, because they come home, the soldier doesn't quite fit in the family unit, the wife's taking care of everything, the kids haven't seen their dad in 15 months, so they're scared to approach him, and it creates a lot of dysfunction in the family. The beauty with TAT, as we did in that workshop, we worked with the soldiers, we worked with the families, and we worked with the children. And it was a tremendous benefit because of getting rid of the emotional pain without having to relive it. It just clears that.
One of the major things that I felt when I came back from this last tour in Iraq is I had a complete sense of disconnection from my family. When I returned, I was happy to be home, but in the same sense, I just couldn't reconnect with anybody. As my family would want to get together and do things, I would find myself outside on the porch. Doing normal day-to-day duties of going shopping, I didn't want to be around the people. I was very alert to my surroundings all the time. And I found myself just shutting down. I didn't want to do anything. And I found myself pushing my family away. It hurt me in more ways, I think, emotionally when I returned from Iraq than the way that I was feeling while I was deployed. You know, when you're deployed, you're feeling about family. Everything on your mind is coming home and how the homecoming is going to be and how family is going to be and the things you're going to do. But I just found myself in a place where when I got back, I didn't want to do any of those things. I didn't want to be with the family. I wanted to, and I had the emotion and the love for my family. I just found myself pushing away from them and wasn't able to reconnect the way that I really wanted to, and I didn't know why.